Number 4, ways to reduce toxicity. This is key. So there are a bunch of different ways. All of them can be very effective. You may use some, you may not necessarily use them all, or maybe use as many of them as you can possibly do. The hard part is they take up time, and time is one of those precious things that we can run out of very quickly, especially with someone who doesn't have a lot of energy. We have limited time in the day to be able to use for some of these different things. So I like using saunas. I used saunas almost daily for about 3 months, and I had a fantastic effect from them. Although I did find that it was very dehydrating for my system. My skin got really dry, but I noticed that all of my fat content on my body changed from being more hard to very soft, light and fluffy, which means the toxins were being pulled from those fat stores and eliminated. I found body fat dropped dramatically because the body didn't need somewhere to store all those toxins anymore. Because those toxins were removed, it had no need for the extra body fat, so it just dumped a whole bunch of that. Now with saunas, you have dry saunas and you have infrared saunas. Both have advantages and both work really well. I think the biggest thing is, like, what have you got that's available to you? Even if you don't have access to a sauna or you can't get to one, you may be able to get an infrared lamp, and the lamp alone might be enough to be able to help you sweat out some of those toxins. Now with saunas, it's always important to start low and build your way up as your body gets used to dealing with the heat, and don't overdo it, because there will be I guess a cut-off point or a drop-away point where you're no longer getting so much of a benefit out of it. It may be doing more harm than good. So just be wary of that. I'm not going to give any specific numbers for what you should or shouldn't do, because all the research varies, and you really have to figure out what works best for you. When I first started, I think I was maybe lasting 5 minutes at a time before I would leave the sauna and go and have a break. Saunas have multiple levels to them, so the higher you sit up, the hotter that it's generally going to be. So you may find that sitting at the top, the hottest level, is just way too much, or you might find that it is absolutely perfect for you. For me, I found that I was best off a little bit lower, sometimes even sitting on the floor, so I wasn't quite so heated up and I could stay in there a little bit longer. Just a more gradual sweat out session rather than a really quick one. So you've got to figure out what works best for you. I am going to say try and avoid the steam room. The steam room, while it can help you to sweat stuff out, the water that they use for the steam is generally not purified water. So you're dealing with general tap water or what have you, and all the chemicals that are going in through there, which means that you are not only having them go onto your skin, but you're breathing them in. And with a toxic load, breathing in more chemicals is going to do more harm than good, so we want to stay away from that. There's charcoal and other ingestible items that will help pull chemicals for your body. So activated charcoal made from ground up coconuts, often used in the medical community for poisons. So if someone has ingested some sort of poison, household chemical or something like that by accident, a rush to the hospital, they could be administered charcoal as part of the procedure for trying to pull those chemicals or toxins out of your system. Activated charcoal is something that I've been using over the last couple of years, and I really like it. There are, again, varying degrees of what you could take in terms of how much. I would say consult with a professional, or do your experiments by yourself and build your way up from a small dose to a larger dose gradually. I tend to err on the side of caution with it, as I find that charcoal again can be very dehydrating when I sleep, and there is almost a limit to how much that I'm comfortable taking in and how comfortable I am dehydrated during the night for I guess a cost to benefit ratio. So you have to do your own research with this one. Like I said, consult with somebody who knows and work your way through that. Now, activated charcoal, it's available most places. You should be able to order it online from all sorts of different sellers. But try and get the medical grade stuff so you're getting the most pure, high quality stuff that you can. There are other items that will work in a similar sort of fashion that you may get from a naturopath or health professional that will help to bring some of those things out of your body in the same sort of way. Toxiprevent was the one that I was given by a naturopath, and it works in the same sort of way, as in you take it into your body, it runs through, and the particles in there bind onto the toxins and then drag them through your digestive system so you can poop them out, which is fantastic. Alright, coriander, and there's other green supplements and stuff which can be working in a similar sort of way. Coriander you can also get in a tincture form, so you're just like a dropper and putting it into your mouth or into a water or juice or something like that to be able to drink it. Green juices are fantastic as well. If you can start your day with a green juice, those green vegetables especially are going to help to bind on to those toxins and flush stuff out of your system. So buying green juices can be great, making them yourself even better, especially when you do it with organic ingredients. The taste can vary, but hey, we are not as fussy when it comes to taste because we just want to get healthy at any cost, especially in my opinion. There are other things like spirulina, which works really well. You may find even just your green powders help to work in a similar sort of detoxification thing. The more of these good vegetables or good vegetable extracts and stuff that we take in, the better we're going to be able to deal with these toxic loads, the better it's going to be able to flush your system out. So even just drinking enough water can have a massive impact on being able to flush things out of your system. Unsure about that? Well, go and get a massage. If you have a deep tissue massage, a lot of the time they'll say make sure you drink water, or they'll even bring you water straight away because they know the water helps to flush those toxins that they've just released from the muscles out so you can feel better again a whole lot faster. Are you pooping regularly? Woo! There are a lot of people that really aren't, and that can be problematic as the food can decay and rot inside your digestive system and produce more toxins or what have you. You've now got a build-up of toxins that's growing and growing each day, especially if there's a backlog. If there's a backlog of poop that just isn't getting out of the system. So, are you getting enough fibre? Are you having too much fibre? Different body types will respond differently to fibre. So, if you're not getting enough, that may stop you from going. If you're having too much, that may stop you from going. One of the best solutions for this, which is almost unrelated but certainly helps flushing out all of that stuff, is using enemas as part of your daily routine, or at least several times a week. So for me, I like coffee enemas, and to say that I like them, I like the benefits from them. I do not necessarily enjoy going through the process, but I feel a lot better if I do that. So a coffee enema is a great way to be able to flush things out of your system and certainly get that digestive tract moving, clear out the colon, and stop that decaying, rotting, and toxic load coming from that area. With enemas, I've used different types. I think there was bicarb soda that I've used, and Epsom salts have been used from different times. I have seen things on probiotic enemas as well, which would be a great idea. Not something that I've gotten to yet, but something that I'm definitely looking into. But being able to get that digestive system and make sure your plumbing is working properly, getting that stuff out is going to be of great benefit to you. Skin brushing is another one that's been around for years and years and years and years. So that can generate a toxic release as it works through the meridians. Now, I don't exactly understand the science behind it, but there is a specific process that you go through with skin brushing, starting from one particular area and working your way through in a systematic fashion. You can do some research into that and see if that one works for you. Exercise is obviously fantastic, because exercise can not only get the blood pumping and get you sweating, but it also gets the other systems in your body pumping through. Now, there are multiple systems that need to be pumped. The breathing system needs to be pumped. The lymphatic system needs to be pumped. The lymphatic system can pick up a whole load of toxins and stuff like that. So the rebounder is great for working in that lymphatic system. Walking is great for everything, because most people can do it. Even if you're in a rundown state, you still should be able to get some walking done. Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, also nice slow moving exercise which can generate that pumping effect to be able to flush some of those toxins out of your system. You can only do as much as you can do, so I understand that, but even a little bit done every single day will be far better than you just doing a whole lot on one day. So don't burn yourself out just smashing yourself in one session once a week and then not being able to do anything the rest of the week. Start out with 5 minutes a day, even only a couple of minutes a day if that's all you can handle to start with, but it's all going to help. Relax, stress less. I know this is a really difficult one for a lot of people who are sick, because we feel like we're under this stress of not being able to do anything, not being able to live our lives and really get on with things. But being able to get that stress down will allow the body to put its energy into more useful things, like actually detoxifying and getting rid of all this nasty crap that's built up. Alright? Meditation is fantastic for that. Being able to spend time with quality, non-toxic friends also helps as well. I think I've mentioned the whole toxic friends thing before, and yes, it can be very toxic on our system, not only on an emotional level, but on a physical level as well. And like I said, it really relates back into that whole stress thing, because if we're holding our bodies tight like this, our body holds on to stuff. It doesn't let go. It doesn't release all of that stuff. So we need to get to a point where we're chilled out, we can just let it go, and you will feel better. The body will start to heal itself in a whole lot faster fashion. And the last one is better sleep. If you can get a quality night's sleep and really get your body to relax even more during that rest time, your body now has a chance to be able to go through its processes of repairing the mental system, repairing the physical system, flushing things out. If we're moving around in our sleep, or we've got to get up and go to the toilet multiple times, or you know, maybe you're just not sleeping whatsoever, or feel like you're waking up every 5 minutes, or in this constant dream which feels like you're awake as part of a movie. You know, it can be quite stressful, and you feel like, especially when you wake up in the morning, that you're not relaxed, that you might have been running a marathon, or certainly running from baddies, especially some of the dreams that I've had are very adventure based, and I can end up absolutely exhausted at the end of it. So work on getting a really good sleep routine before you go to bed, so you can unwind your brain, less of the devices in an hour or two at least before you go to bed. Make sure you've got some of that radiation, like your phone or what have you, away from your bed, devices switched off, any electronics switched off, and all of those things will help to reduce that toxic load and leave you in a state where you can start to feel better and better and better.